Oops, oopsie. Oopsie poopsie, I forgot something, guys. Guys, I forgot something. Guys, hold on. Guys, hang on. Guys, I forgot something. Where's my head? Ah, gee. This is why if my head wasn't attached to my shoulders, I would leave it somewhere. I would. I would easily lose it. I would easily not be able to keep it attached to my body. Give me one moment. Let me attach my head. Hold on. Let me go find my skull. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. I need to undo something that I know is why this keeps happening, where if I would just, because I'm never gonna use it ever again probably. I have a setting in OBS that has a camera. That's not 100%. Well, actually no, I have a setting in my well, no, I even did that through Discord. So like, no, I don't think I'll ever actually use that setting again. I have a camera setting on in my OBS, and my OBS tries to hijack the camera if it's opened before my head is ready. And I knew if I probably turned that off, I probably would just be able to turn on my head if I forget to turn on my head, and not have to go through a whole weird rigmarole where I have to for some reason it works where if I unplug the camera and plug it back in, if I have OBS turned on before character animator, it works. It just works. Guys, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary, and apparently there's nothing. I got two weapons. I got 2 weapons. This time I'm gonna make sure not to sell them. We're playing more Monster Hunter. It's time for Monster Hunter. I got some poopy shit. Wow, that's like really bad. I don't remember those being this bad. Let me check something, because I got oranges. I don't remember if I had to upgrade them somehow. I don't remember how Kulva works. Let me try upgrading. Oh, you can't upgrade them. Okay, that's right. You use chunks to upgrade. Wait. This might just get it into Master Rank, though. Like, if I were to do all... Oh, that's not even enough. Oh, that's not even enough. No, I think they're just bad. No, they're just not very good. Oh yeah, no, they come in different... Yeah. They're just not rarity 8. They're rarity 6 and 7. They're kind of poopy. They're kind of poopy. They're okay. A fire and a sleep. That's all right. I don't really use sleep though. I don't really do that. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. We're playing Monster Hunter World. We're finally here. We're in it. I promise. We'll be calm if I get my butt kicked. I won't get mad at World, no matter how much World irritates the living fuck out of me. Hey. Leave the creature alone. Leave the creature alone. I love this cat, but he likes to harass the lizard. Snappy's never appearing again for me, is he? Kulva's still here. I thought Kulva would be gone. Is this a different Kulva? Is this regular Kulva instead of tempered Kulva? No, it's just it just restarted. It just restarted. Huh. We'll go ahead and do some more Monster Hunter. We'll go ahead and do some more Monster Hunter. Of no meats. Oh, I keep on forgetting I need to figure out how to unlock the rest of my shit. Because I'm like so close to unlocking all of it. And I don't have any of it. I wish that meant so. Why is there not an upgrade for 2 drink? Why did this game not have an upgrade for 2 drink? It should. It seems silly to me that you don't get anything for 2 drink. Like, just anything random. It should be a random thing, I think. Or it should, like, upgrade your current, like, value to a large. Or, like, to the next tier. So, like, if I had defense medium, it would go up to defense large or something. Or if you had multiple stats, if you had a defense small and an attack small, it would make it a defense medium and an attack medium. That'd be nice. Like, just something. And then bring back the drunk effect. I kind of miss that. Because it's silly. Monster Hunter is a silly video game. Monster Hunter is just a silly, goofy time. I'm gonna go to the guiding lanes. I'm going to go fight some shit. I bet there's a second goddamn, or a third, spawn point, and I just haven't found it because I haven't looked for it. I feel like I've gone everywhere, but I don't know. It's somewhere in there. There's probably one near the bottom. I need to grind up probably. Hold on. We're going to do that. Oh wait. I need to level up fire or ice. I really need to go fight more in the Iceland and the Fireland. Oh hey, look, a Barioth is here, so I can go do that. I could go do that. No problemo. Yes, yes, yes. Berries here, berries here. I have them on the map. I don't. I also think, well... Yeah, this one's closer. Yeah, that one is closer. That one should be closer, and if I understand correctly, which way to go. Okay, I'm right here. Go down. I seriously... Okay. God, this map is confusing sometimes. It's one of... I will say the map for World is a little bit difficult to parse out because whilst the layering is neat and all, the verticality is not really added to anything and makes the map a little bit difficult to read. It's hard to understand which way you want to actually go because I'm trying to now go to Iceland and I have went mostly the wrong direction. I think ultimately this is the right way I want to go, but it's not quite the exact way I meant to go. Not exactly. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, this'll do. There's probably a faster way, but sometimes that's just Monster Hunter. You go away. Well, sometimes that's just Monster Hunter World. You go the direction you think you want to go, and you end up going completely around the wrong direction because you don't exactly know where to go. There's Barioth. Look. Look for mining spots first. Yeah. Nothing? Ignore me, dogs. Ignore me, dogs. Hey, Kappa. Always. No, they're not endangered. This is a hypothetical time period in which dinosaurs never went extinct, so if they never went extinct, then you don't have to worry about overhunting them because if they were in danger, then you have to worry about killing too many. You know, it is kind of funny to think about the fact that in Monster Hunter, they really do just kind of... Wait a second, did I not? Did he not? Did I not? Weird. Well, do this real fast, I guess. There we go. I thought I hit the button, but maybe I didn't. Welcome, Katha. Where are you? Where are you? Where? Hi, Banbaro. That's a really tiny Banbaro, actually. Or that's a really big Barioth. I can't tell which. I can't tell which I'm looking at. Is it a very small Barioth? Or is it a very big Barioth or a very, very small Banbaro? I can't tell. Banbaro. God damn it, Banbaro. God damn it, Banbaro. God damn it, Banbaro. You think so? You think it's just a big... I really can't tell because it's Banbaro. Usually Banbaro looks bigger than that. And sometimes I remember World Barioth being particularly big. Banbaro's pretty small. I might have to kill the fuck out of this Banbaro. Look at how tiny he is. The Barioth is bigger than him. That's not normal. The fuck? What the hell? I don't even know what happened there. Ow. Could be a bit of both. I think they're both incredibly large and incredibly small. I hate Ice Blade. I gotta pick up all the stuff anyways, so I might as well focus on that. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, it disappeared. Ooh, that was close. Ah, mean. Ah, mean. What? 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 Game? Why did you put your weapon away? That was weird. Come back here. Mario, stop it. Mario, stop it. What? That is the second time that has happened. Do not know why. Guess there's just some weird thing on the fucking ceiling that keeps on falling? Too soon. Too soon. Hey, Barioth. Hey, Banbaro's back. Ah, god damn it. That's not the farm I wanted to go to. Let's try. Nice try, Barioth. Also, if you have Monster Hunter, you're welcome to join, Katha. is an open lobby for everybody. Because I like being a Monster Hunter boy. Ow. I try to enjoy World. It's not my favorite game, but I try. I also do think it really depends on the day. I was really out of it last week. The last couple times I played, I was very exhausted. This week, I feel a little bit better. Certainly a little bit more patient. I think sometimes World just tests my patience in very specific ways that sometimes I forget that it does that. I don't know why it tests my patience so badly, but it really does, man. God damn it, I said I was gonna do this. No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I could like this game, I promise. I think it's partly the pressure to like the game because so many people like the game that I think I'm also like really trying to force liking the game, and that's really hampering my ability to like the game. Ironically, people being so much like, World's so good, it's the best Monster Hunter, and me being like, but I don't agree. I just don't agree. It's a really good game, and it's a really good Monster Hunter game, but it's not what I like about Monster Hunter. It just isn't. Ironically, trying to make myself like this game makes me not like the game as much. When I want to just like it as a Monster Hunter game, but what people like about it so much is, like, not always what I like about it. And I find that the game is very frustrating for me in so many ways. That's hard to be like, because one of the arguments I've had is that I feel like I always am out of position in that game, or like you're just screwed for positioning sometimes. But then I'm also like, I feel like that could be a thing in previous Monster Hunters. But then why do I feel like it's so much worse in this game? I think, again, like I've said many times, Iceborne added a lot more AoEs. Like, a lot more AoEs. And I just don't think I like the kinds of AoEs that are in World. Because they're way too big. They're just way too big. For me, anyways. Also, hello, Gallade! I wouldn't even say I struggle with positioning all that much in Monster Hunter. There's just... some of the attacks are too big. They're just too big. Because I would say positioning sometimes doesn't matter in World. Sometimes positioning doesn't matter. A prime example is Diablos. Diablos, for some reason, some days you can perfectly dodge him, and some days you can't. And I do not know why. Or at least I can't. I have days where just straight up, he'll hit me. Even though I know how to dodge his attack without putting my weapon away, he just hits me. Even if I perfectly time the dodge. Which is part of my problem with World, is sometimes positioning doesn't matter. Because I could be in a position or dodge and they'll still hit me. I've played these games too much not to at least be able to harbor some kind of opinion about that. Apparently we would die. I don't know what we would die about. What would we die about? I missed that. What are we dying about? What would kill us? What would kill the human race? I missed that context. I was focused beating Barrios' butt. I was going crazy in the Beat Saber video. You looked like some kind of robot. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, because I hope it was funny. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Kappa. It was a fun... the Rush E was very fun. It's a very stupid song, and I love it. It's one of my favorite meme songs. It's probably my favorite meme music. It certainly is one of my favorite forms of meme music. everybody. Aw, actually I dodged the wrong way. Apparently I dodged the wrong way. Oh, this is probably gonna hit me. Ooh, but that didn't somehow. Nope, dead. Dead Barrios. Dead Barry. Dude, it was fun. It was fun. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the Beat Saber stuff. I want to do more VR stuff. Guys, believe it or not, I want to do more on the channel. I can't say it enough. I can't stress it enough. If you like that and want to see me do more, you've got the powers. Guys, remember, if you want to be able to help Mr. Canary grow on the internet to become inseparable from it, just make sure to go to your mother's dresser, find the little square rectangle, tell him the 16 numbers on the front, the birth date on the card, and the funny little numbers on the back, and you too can see the funny Potato Man make even funnier screams. I can't take credit for that. That's still somebody else's bit. There's just a... I can't remember who it is. Ari introduced me to their YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head. But they just do a bunch of the, like... of the credit card scams where they're just ridiculous shit. My favorite is the JoJo one because it just ends with Yar Yar Days. You can help JoJo Joestar and all of his friends. You just gotta send me your 16-digit credit card, its expiration date, and the 3 funny numbers on the back. Remember, Yar Yar Days. It's so good. Minecraft VR. Ugh. I'm gonna have to get into... See, if I ever stream Minecraft, I think I would do Minecraft VR. I think I would VR in Minecraft. I'd have to... honestly, I'd have to get into Blender modeling, though, and I would make a Blender model. I'd make a Minecraft Blender model of my, like... of my potato guy. I would make a Minecraft model of my potato guy for Minecraft VR. Hey, that's just the pipeline. That's how I'm gonna develop. Unfortunately, I'm sure every professional fields are probably in the games industry and art industry having to come to terms that people's portfolios are going to be filled with memes. I wonder how many people's portfolios are just like, my best work is this funny animation I made on YouTube 20 years ago on YouTube and on fucking on Newgrounds. That's my portfolio work. Somebody out there has that. Minecraft VR sounds fun, but you can't imagine how terrifying it would be. Certainly a creeper would make me shit and piss my pants. I would lose all of my bowel movements if a creeper was just there. I would. He's scary. Seen him? Oh, there's an Ebidiodo I gotta go beat. That. Oh, and there's also a Val that I probably need to go kick his butt. I should probably go kill that Ebony, and I should probably go kill that Valstraix. Even though I don't like that Val. That Val sucks ass. I remembered hating fighting that Valstraix, which sucks because Val's one of my favorite. The regular Valstraix is like my favorite fight in World, and then I hate Moldy Boy. Moldy Boy sucks so bad. He's a dick. I do not like fighting Moldy Boy. Oh no, the tiny Bambaro left. I saw him leave. I should have killed him. Fuck! He probably... Don't worry about that. He probably was a gold crown, too. He probably was a tiny Bambaro. God damn it. Excuse me? Excuse me? Guys! Hey, Monster Hunter, why you gotta do that to me? Hey, Monster Hunter, now people can't join. And now I have to leave and reset everything and lose on those two fucking things. Because my computer decided to have a heart attack, and then the Monster Hunter servers decided to shut off on me because my computer had a heart attack. Well, hold on, everybody. I gotta reset everything, I think. Or Enduring Gems? Oh, Item Prolonger. I mean, Enduring Gems are good. Enduring Gems are good for me. Putting Item Prolonger on my, for my one slot, for my gems. Yep, I'm in offline mode. How do I go back into online mode? Do I have to restart the entire game? Well, I quit the game. I meant to go back to title, but I'm restarting the whole game. Oh, yeah, Valstrax is the fucking rocket. I meant Valhazak, my bad. But no, Hazak is such a good fight in base world, and then I remembered fighting Moldy Boy and being like, they took my boy and made him awful to fight. This is also one of my things that I dislike that world does with difficulty for me for some reason is they just made it harder in a way that make it harder to dodge things. And I hate to admit this, but maybe I just don't like that difficulty. That's not harder for me. That's not harder in a way that's fun, right? Like, make things hit harder or make things interesting to engage with. Don't make them just hit you harder and harder to dodge. That's not fun. Making something more difficult to dodge outside of the constraints of what makes the game palpable for me is not good game design for me. Like, it's the reason why I think God Hand works so well, is like, the game makes dodging super accessible, but also makes everything else paced to the pace of your dodging. You can never... In that game, there are very few cases in which you feel like, as long as you aren't trying to get out of the way, there are not very many cases where in God Hand it feels like if you aren't making an effort to avoid getting hit, that you will get punished for not just trying to make that effort. It's the reason why I get so tilted about roll catching in World and Dark Souls 3 Plus. For some reason implemented roll catching. I don't understand why. Roll catching is such a shitty thing to me. Like, you're already demanding on the player, and there's already a huge stigma in its communities of like, why don't you just dodge? So, you're telling me that I got good at dodging just to tell me get gooder at dodging. Instead of just making it, oh, dodge timings for me should always feel like you just barely missed getting hit. But getting hit right when you're right at the end of a dodge feels worse. I think that yeah, like, that's part of it, right? For roll catching is like, you were... And what's funny is, I feel a little vindicated as well, because I think this has also been a running meme in a lot of the communities, too, that's caused a lot of division in things like Souls games and Monster Hunter, and a lot of, like, these high-skill, kind of, like, fast-paced action games where you'll have one half of the community just be like, you just gotta get used to the timings. You just gotta get used to the time. Why are you... What... You're just clearly not getting used to the timings. And then the other half of the community being like, yeah, but we don't like being pranked, essentially? It's not fun to just throw somebody's skill in their face and be like, you know how you learned how to do this? Guess what? Your muscle memory is going to punish you. How is that nice? How is that Nice to the people who spent all that time learning how to play your game to be like, you know how you specifically learned how to deal with something? Guess what? Get fucked for learning how to play a game correctly. That's what it feels like though. That is what it feels like. That's what it feels like to me. To have a game that you learn to play and love and enjoy, and then have it specifically design elements of its game to take advantage of how you learned to play previous games in its franchise. It might also be an individual thing, maybe, but it definitely... the reason why I'm like, at least I feel vindicated that I'm not the only one. Guess what, everybody? Yahtzee, Mr. Yahtzee Crowshall of internet fame for The Escapist. Well, nope, he's not on The Escapist anymore. But for Zero Punctuation fame, and now fully Ramblematic, straight up kind of confirmed all of the things that I feel are happening in Souls are exactly the way that he feels that Souls games are going. Like, he feels like they make him feel stupid the farther away they get from Dark Souls 1. They make him feel dumb for playing the game. They make him feel those exact same emotions I do about roll catching and roll dodging and roll timing and feints and everything. So it's like, it's a bit of 50. I think it is a cultural phenomenon regarding Souls-like games, as well as like a level of copium, but also of legitimacy of like, sure, it's copium, but also the fact that it's that prevalent and that an esteemed games journalist feels that way does at least grant warranty to the discussion of any games franchise in which they have become coined to be quote-unquote get good, and thus where do you draw the line when you are willing to make your most dedicated players to your game and demand out of them, no, the things that you got good at not only aren't good anymore, but will get you screwed. Like, that, I think there's at least a bit of debate there, right? Like, if I was designing a game, I don't know. I don't think I still would want to challenge my most seasoned players. I don't think that's something I would be in denial of, but I still think there's a certain art to how do you continue to bring in new players and challenge your oldest players without estranging both. That's a very difficult thing to do. And that's what gets me about World is, for how much it estranges me as a veteran, it seems to still just somehow appeal to newer players of the franchise, which is bizarre to me because I think so much of this game, especially in its later game and some of its monsters or on a day-by-day basis, is so whiffy. It's so, like, if it's dependent on my mood, then, well, sure, maybe it is an individual thing. But there are just straight-up days where I feel like Monster Hunter, it does not matter how much Monster Hunter I have played, Worlds will throw my own skill in my face. And that doesn't feel good. It doesn't. Like, almost to a certain extent, you could argue in the opposite direction that is it not just an equal amount of copium to be like, well, you just gotta get used to the fact that World will do that. You just have to get used to the fact that sometimes hunt giveth and hunt taketh. Like, is that not equally just copium? Is that not just equally being like, it doesn't matter how good you are at the game will just not reward you for your skill? And that's even me loving the hell out of Hunt and accepting that that is an element of Hunt. But is there still not an argument that that is not really good game design? Is that not kind of antagonistic to its players to be like, just sometimes the game will not reward you regardless of how much time you put into it? Now, I think Hunt is an interesting argument point for that because it fundamentally builds and thrives on that concept, right? Like, you can get good at the game and benefit from your own skill, but to a certain extent there is always an element of luck into it, and it works into that thematically, and thus that's why it can get away with that kind of thematic, you know, it can at least live with that. I will still not like it on its worst days, but at least I can reconcile that that is the intent, the artistic intent of that game. Like, that is the artistic vision of that game. That is not the word I meant to say. Also, Kappa's internet hates them today. No! So, I don't know. I've played so many Souls games and so many Souls games. I've played so many Souls games. And I've played so many Monster Hunter games. And I would say that I am a proficient video game player, both from a mechanical standpoint and from an analysis standpoint. So there has to be some logical reason why World scratches me wrong whilst Rise scratches me right. There has to be some reason why I can justify my ability to play Hunt and have, you know, accept the fact that Hunt is fundamentally designed to sometimes just have bad luck and accept that. Yet World, I am like, the skill level and skill pacing of that game feel like it demands an element of consistent skill out of me. There's an amount of World that it feels like it should demand that consistent level of skill, and yet I feel like it throws in so many obstacles to that as well. At least for me. I'm not a perfect boy, and I'm not a perfect gamer. No one is. I think it's just purely down to taste. And again, I don't know how to this isn't if you don't have that roll catching issue, I'm glad. I don't know why I do. There's something fundamental about, because I'm not the only one who experiences roll catching and experiences a distaste for it. I definitely know I'm not in the minority for it. Or I am in a minority for that, but it is a tangible minority. And there's only so much you could say, well, just don't get roll caught, when there's literal strategies. There's entire PvP strategies about taking advantage of somebody rolling poorly. Like, that's the whole thing. It's a fundamental part of the game. It's designed to be in the game. You can't tell me that, well, just don't get roll caught, when the game is designed for you to get roll caught because you can't play it certain ways. You know, like, you can't say don't get roll caught when there are elements of the game like counter damage that are designed to be trying to take advantage of try to catch somebody on a misplay and really punish them for it, when all the misplay is engaging with the core mechanic of the game that's supposed to help you not take damage. This is why my relationship with roll catching is complicated. Because it's not simple. It's not. It's a thing that I've been fought on a lot that I think is way more complicated than people give it credit, because roll catching is not as simple as don't get roll caught, when there's entire elements of the game that are trying to roll catch you. There are whole entire elements of the game that are trying to catch you in a bad roll. Like, if the game is designed to try to catch you in doing a bad roll, when all your goal is, well, I'm just trying not to get hit and get space for myself, you know, I don't know. Some days you're just like, fuck, I'm just trying to get out of the way, and you're trying to a certain extent, in my opinion, the best games get you to rely less on perfect dodges and perfect timings, and instead really feeling out and really, well, apparently they don't like each other. I would have thought they would have liked each other. And also, apparently Ebony is already trying to leave. Well, I guess I have been not giving it enough attention. Ebony's just like, you don't even care. You already, you don't even care that I'm here, huh? But yeah, like, it is still ultimately my issue, is like, that's why I was like, what's funny, the last game that didn't do roll catching for me still was Bloodborne. And Bloodborne had a dodge to kind of facilitate that. In my opinion, keep combat fast-paced and reliable to dodge and just hit hard. That is what I like. That is what I like out of an action game. And when you have roll catching that also hits hard, then you completely eliminate an element of the game that I already liked, which is, if I'm gonna get hit, it has to feel like it was on me, but because I didn't make an effort to dodge at all, not because I dodged exactly wrong 2 seconds, because that's how God Hand works. God Hand demands that you dodge as long as you are dodging or making an effort to dodge, that the only reason why you get hit is if you dodge the wrong direction or if you didn't dodge. That's all that God Hand punishes you for, is did you dodge the correct direction or did you not dodge at all? And dodging the correct direction is not like even that much of a, like, because you could argue that with the, you know, roll catching, but not really, because usually roll catching happens because you dodge the correct direction but at the wrong time. It's not that you dodged incorrectly at the wrong at the wrong direction and thus got hit, which I can justify, like, oh, okay, I shouldn't have dodged that way. You did dodge the correct direction. The game just said, but you were a second too soon, so now get hit. When the enemy takes 8 hours to show that they're about to do an attack. I'd rather an attack that's fast. I'd rather an attack that's fast that makes me have to read the movements or anticipate when an enemy's going to attack than an attack that I see coming for 800 years. Ow! Well, this is death. I got stunned. Do you like this? That's on me. That's on me. I think that's on me, because Odo's pretty quick, though I've had my own moments with Odo, I feel like. Also, Odo will not hold still for me today. Oh, he never holds still. What am I talking about? Yes, and that's the problem, actually. I think demanding perfection is the wrong way to design a difficult game. I actually do. I think perfection is not how you design a difficult game. The way you design a difficult game is understanding that the player is fallible, like, and that their skill is reflective on how can they make up for their misperfection, not how you demand more perfection out of the player. And that's why I'm like, as much as I had people joining God Hand by the end of it, and they were like, so God Hand hard mode when? I'm like, haha, no. I don't like God Hand because it's hard. I like God Hand because it challenges me. There's a difference. There actually is a difference. So, and you think that's preference? Well, maybe, but I also think it's unfair to judge then people to be like, well, you just don't like that it demands perfection out of you. And I'm like, yeah, why would I like something that demands perfection out of me? That's awful. That's terrible. I'm not perfect and no one is, and that's fucked up. I don't want to be demanded perfection in my piece of media that I do for fun. Why would I want to be perfect? I can't even be perfect. I can't be perfect anywhere. A game demanding perfection out of you as an excuse to try to demand that the game is challenging is unfair and a bit of a straw man for that, right? Like, it's a bit of a, well, if you would just be more perfect, then you would be good at the game. And it's like, well, But a game shouldn't demand that much out of you. No game should. I don't believe. I don't think any game worth its salt should demand that the player be perfect 100% of the time. It should be perfect. They should be perfect 90% of the time. They should be perfect enough that their loss was because of a culmination of their mistakes, not a culmination of their imperfections. Taking advantage of the player is not the same difficulty as demanding the player to get good. That is weird to say. That's abuse, my guy. I don't think I like abuse. Demanding the game demanding the player to be perfect is abuse, and demanding the player to get good because it is challenging is sportsmanship. Holy shit, I've cracked the code. I think finally I can enjoy all of my video games. I accept that Monster Hunter World is an abusive relationship and Monster Hunter Rise is a challenging one. Guys, I finally found my cope. And this is why I can make a good conversation out of this, because it's stupid, ultimately. I will always like Monster Hunter, and I will like Monster Hunter World, because it is a Monster Hunter game. I will hate all of the world parts of World, but I will like the Monster Hunter parts of Monster Hunter. Guys, welcome to my therapy session. I hope you all enjoyed the show. No, they don't. I will say that. No, they don't. They don't. I will blatantly say that. I will say that because the idea that you dodge too soon in a fast-paced game is just awful. It's just mean. It's just mean. It's taking advantage of the player for trying to play your game, trying to actively do something about the difficulty of your game. It is taking advantage of the player for trying to give themselves a break. And it is directly antagonistic design. It is. It's antagonistic design. Now, if you like antagonistic design, then that is preference. But I do think I have to identify it as antagonistic design, and for me, would not design a game to be antagonistic directly. Like, even God Hand's antagonistic design is because it is a joke and a learning opportunity. When an enemy gets down on their knees and feigns that they're like having a stroke or begging and then hits you in the balls and leaves you at a single tick of health, that is punishing, but it is a joke and still outright not killing the player and giving them a second chance. That you still get a chance. You can recover from that, ideally. Like, sure, it's a high level of play in a certain sense, but it's still not as high a level of play as you died because you didn't take the millisecond to dodge the correct direction at the exact correct time. That, in my opinion, is asking too many different things out of the player to deal with. Essentially, you're giving a single solution to a single problem, and for me, any game, a challenging game, should make you feel like you have multiple solutions to a problem. Now, before you say it, well, use a shield, use summons, whatever. Those are also solutions, yes. And they can tone down the difficulty of the game, yes. So, it also does come down to, but I've also run into situations where I'm like, okay, I'll engage with that. I'm currently right now at the gargoyle fight, the Dark Souls gargoyle fight of Elden Ring, and guess what? I tried summons. I don't have good enough summons right now. And I don't have good enough skills to be able to burst them myself. So I guess my choice is try a couple more times the next time we stream and leave, or bash my head against the brick wall until my forehead bleeds and I get brain damage. Unfortunately, I think I'm at the age where I've suffered enough brain damage in my life, guys. I just have. I can't suffer more. I can't suffer more brain damage. And that's a fact. That's just a fact. Like, that is me looking at what I want out of my life and time and going, do I want to suffer brain damage or do I want to have fun? And unfortunately, my preferences demand that I want to have fun and not brain damage. And yeah, that's the thing. You're allowed to disagree. Like, it is my whole issue with people that also justify, you know, roll catching, because it does kind of just come down to just don't dodge too soon. And it's like, but then I won't dodge, and then I'll get hit for dodging too late. All it's demanding is dodge better, and it's like, But I already know, it's essentially telling you, sorry, you didn't learn how to dodge good enough, even though you know how to dodge. Even though you're trying to. Even though you're trying to, sorry, you did it bad. Whereas an input direction to me makes more sense, because it's like, oh, I saw that they were going to do an attack, and I accidentally did the wrong direction. Like, getting roll caught because you dodged into an attack, to me, feels better than getting roll caught because you were trying to dodge out of an attack. Like, if I'm trying to dodge out of an attack, that's because I'm like, okay, I need to get myself a little bit space and rethink how I'm going to do something. So, getting hit because you're trying to disengage, is unfair. It is unfair. It's unfair. And I don't think being unfair is good for a game series that feels fundamentally designed around the concepts of I am challenging but fair. Adding unfair to those games makes me not like them as much, and that's just true. Because it is unfair. It's unfair to have feints that last so long that the reason why you got hit was because you dodged too soon, or you didn't dodge waiting for the attack to happen because the attack itself was so fast. I don't know. That's why I've got Quick Step now. Hopefully Quick Step will help with that, because I won't have to worry about the whole input delay from circle dodging. So will being more aggressive will get you in a position to more easily get roll caught. Well, I also disagree with that, because I don't play action games to not be aggressive. I don't know. And again, there's always timings and patience, but again, I like when a game can keep its pace up in such a way that it really makes me feel like you don't think, or your thinking is fast. Like, you're actually thinking fast. So I don't know. I like there being a middle ground between methodical and quick paced. I really do. I don't know. It's something that I've wrestled with for a long time, right? Like, it's something that, as I've learned the timing, sure, I've gotten better about it, but it left a bad taste in my mouth. And that's more of my issue, is how much of a bad taste it leaves in my mouth when it's like, I've dedicated so much time and passion and interest into this game that my reward is you know how you learned how to play this game? It's not about unlearning everything you learned or encouraging that. It's about, you know how you learned how to play this game? Joke's on you. Fundamental concepts, core concepts that you learned about the game, not only don't work, but will punish you. That's not okay. That's not why I play these games. That's not why I play any game, honestly. Especially if I feel like I get good at them. I don't play a game for the game to tell me that I suck at it. Unless it's my first time playing. You want to know when I want to be told that I suck at a game? When I start playing it for the first time. Not when it's the third or fourth entry I've been in the series. I'm sorry. That's just genuinely how I feel about that. That's not... I like Monster Hunter as a franchise because it's willing to find new and creative ways to engage with monsters and find interesting designs and fun new attack patterns that aren't harder. They're not harder, they're just different. And they're cool, and they're fun, and they're cool designs. I play Monster Hunter kind of like a Pokemon in that respect. Like, I don't play Monster Hunter to fight harder monsters. I play Monster Hunter to fight monsters. They're not supposed to be harder, necessarily. They're just supposed to be different, or more interesting, or have different designs. I don't want them to be harder, per se. I want them to be challenging, but not harder. I want them to be fun to fight and be challenging fights, but I don't want them to be harder, and that's the thing. Challenging for me is... Can mistakes be punished, not is the game making me make mistakes? Like, is the game concerned with how perfect am I playing, or how demanding is the moment-to-moment gameplay? And I want demanding gameplay, not perfect gameplay. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad, Gallade. It's been a fucking travesty for me since Dark Souls 3 and Monster Hunter World. It sucks. It sucks to me to be, like, caught in an animation, and then So here's the thing. It's one thing to be caught in an animation that isn't a defensive one. If I'm caught in an offensive animation, it's like, sure enough, sure. Though I still think World has some timing issues where it feels like some of your attacks are a little bit too slow now compared to some of Iceborne's, but whatever. But my whole thing is if you're doing a defensive thing and getting hit for it, that's not okay. It's just not okay. You know? Like, and I don't know. It's hard then to describe the idea of I dodged too soon and didn't get enough time to dodge again, because there's also a certain element, actually, of specifically Souls games that I've run into. Specifically Souls games I've run into this really bad with. How did I get stunned? I didn't get hit that many times. Whatever. Also, World stunning. All Monster Hunter stunning sucks, but World is still the worst. I still don't understand why World stunning is so... It makes no sense to me, man. Like, when you get stunned in World, it's fucking magic to me. Trying to dodge, like doing a... Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. That was it. Like that, for example. Okay, I was like, okay, I need to dodge because I just finished my attack to get out, like, to give myself a little bit of space. And then the game was like, well, you dodged too soon, and they tracked you. It's just like, then why did I might as well have just stayed still. I might as well have done nothing, because my dodge would have gotten hit anyways. Because, like, I was too close to him. I was too close to him, and anywhere I would have dodged would have been inside of his hurt range anyways. And then it's like, well, you shouldn't have been that close to him. And it's like, do you know what weapon I'm using? I don't know. It's very weird. And if you're gonna get roll caught, don't make your roll caught attacks do that much damage. Like, if I get roll caught and it, like, there, and it was like, oh, I didn't take that much. And it's like, okay, well, that's not at least that bad. Because it's like, whatever. I got roll caught, I can recover from that. But when your roll catch does like half your health and damage, it's like, what the fuck, buddy? I was trying to get out of the way of your big fuck attack. I was trying not to get hit. Are you gonna punish me for doing the action that you demanded me to? And that's where it's like, now you get into the territory of when does getting told get good go too far? Because it is not a matter of me not enjoying challenging games, not enjoying how hard a game is, and not enjoying overcoming a challenge. Where do you draw the line where you start demanding too much out of your players who already like your game for being difficult? I don't know. What the fuck, buddy? What the fuck, buddy? So yeah, and again, it's never gonna make me not play these games. I am just going to be salty about it. Like, it's a bit of a philosophical demand. Like, what I am asking for is not an easy question or answer, but I do think there needs to be a bit of compassion from both sides to be like, okay, if you don't have that issue, then I'm glad. I genuinely am. But also on the flip side, understand that I've put thousands of hours in these games, like thousands of them, across multiple franchises. There's a certain level of awkwardness that begins to develop when I start feeling this way, when a core part of the community doesn't have this issue. There's a certain amount of estrangedness I feel of, I'm one of the oldies. What the fuck? What am I doing wrong? Like, there's a certain amount of so much I can only actually take of being like, wait a second, if I still am feeling this way after being told time and time again, oh, well, here's this, what you're doing wrong, maybe there's more at stake than just what I'm doing wrong. But hey, this does put me in the unique position of one of my best friends finally being like, now you know how I feel about every other Monster Hunter game, and you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I just think that I don't like roll catching in a game as soon as it's there and it's prevalent and it happens a lot. Like, I'm just like, I'm out. This isn't for me. And this is my whole thing where I'm like, I will always be open to criticizing a game franchise. Like, there's no perfect game franchise. I've found something wrong in any of my favorite game franchises. Like, in any of the ones that I've played the longest, I still get fatigue from them. I still think that they have points in their franchises where their game design conflicts with previous game philosophy that I don't understand or I don't agree with. Like, I have that kind of relationship with my games media regardless of how much I like or don't like them. I have examples of times in game franchises that I just don't even engage with anymore, or think that are kind of meh, that I remembered at one point really appreciating or enjoying. Call of Duty and Battlefield being a good example of that, but I just can't see myself playing those games in this day because they're not games designed for me anymore. And maybe that's the other thing. Maybe these games aren't designed for me anymore. They aren't designed for the kind of gameplay that I enjoy. Which is interesting and fascinating to consider, which makes me demand, so what games are being designed for me in these genres, or in these franchises? Which is why I appreciate games like Rise and Capcom for at least understanding on some level that, hey, we have a bit of a split audience here. Sure, World is incredibly popular, but is it the better game for its popularity? Because now it seems that our core elements of our core audience don't like it as much because it's more popular? And then on the flip side, well, we made Rise and our a bit of our older core audience is satisfied. But our new audience didn't really enjoy it because it was older Monster Hunter. Like, that's an interesting artistic debate of media. Of, like, that's particularly unique to video games because of their inherent skill facets, right? Their inherent ingrained personability to their player to demand out of them a certain level of self into their core experience. Welcome to Video Game Philosophy with Mr. Canary. This is what he do here. While he beat up Poofy Boy. So yeah. Like, again, I can't imagine what it's like to not get roll caught, because it happens to me so much. It really does. Like, yeah, I genuinely have had to take a step back and, like, be like, okay, I just have to either get hit or really just not dodge too soon or panic dodge. And skill issue be damned, I think it's still something to consider. That is that a skill that I like engaging with? What skills do people... Not everyone likes engaging in the same skills. I love engaging in cooking. I know people who fucking hate it, who think it's the worst thing to do in their life, that do not want to do it a single second. So maybe there's a demand of, what skills do I like actually engaging with? Maybe roll catching is not a skill I like engaging with. I just don't like engaging with it. It's not a skill I enjoy. It's not something I like being tested, because I can tell that there's something about it that I'm vulnerable to it. I'm vulnerable to it. So, I don't know. And I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people do not like roll catching. I know it's been something... It is a concept that is hotly debated. Then, on some level, it isn't just like a phenomenon. It's a core design element of the game. It is something that they accounted for. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there in the way that it is. Third floor. It's a big messy mess on the ground. You know, it's a good day when I'm able to just turn my brain off and play Monster Hunter, and instead turn my brain on to talk about video game philosophy and video game design. Because it's what's going to work into my own video game philosophy. I love old Dark Souls, I love old Monster Hunter, and I love God Hand for what they do as core experiences to try to encourage me to get good at their games, but not actually demand a certain element of perfection. Those games do not actually demand perfection once you understand their difficulty and their awkwardness. They're incredibly imperfect games, and they demand they don't demand perfection out of the player for their imperfection, they just demand patience. They demand an understanding of, okay, if you can't dodge through something, how can you dodge around it? That's it. And then they reward that level of, like, understanding and stuff. So, I don't know. Also, why I like parries in games. I know I'm unpopular in a certain sense of, like, enjoying a certain element of parry mechanics in games, but I also like games that demand that you stand your ground a little bit too. I don't know. I like when a game encourages you to be like, fuck it, fight me. You won't. Like, that makes you feel like a badass. That makes you feel cool. It makes me feel cool. I don't know. I feel cool whenever a game is like, hey, you know that guy? You know that guy, that big guy? Fucking parry him. You won't. Like, that makes me feel cool and good. And then rewards you for actually being able to do it. And, you know, I don't know. getting too old to endure punishment. It gives me wrinkles and it makes my eyes itchy. So yeah. I gotta reset the room. I didn't even do the thing. I hate that that's a thing. Why does alt-tabbing you, world, make your online go poopy? This makes no sense. Why is this a thing that happens? I just needed to do something, you shits. I don't know why they have this. Why did they do this? Here. Yeah, no, I'll go back. And this time, I'll actually... Here, I'm gonna test this, first off. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm going... Oh, man, if it's gonna have one of those days, I might not be able to reset the code. I might have to open up my thing and actually have people join that way. Just depends on the day for you. Yeah. That's the thing, too. I also have to remember that about Monster Hunter. Sometimes I just am not having a good day. Sometimes Monster Hunter takes. And I think it's a little frustrating in the case, or sometimes Monster Hunter takes, sometimes Helldivers takes. Though I still think it's a little frustrating in their cases, because it's like, but you're not a multiplayer game. At least multiplayer is always going to be a gamble, especially in games like Hunt. Like, that's the whole point, is they embrace the gamble. You embrace the gamble in Hunt Showdown. In Monster Hunter, at least in Helldivers, they have a sense of humor about it, where, like, the whole point is the fact that you're a squishy guy who has 1 billion bullets, and you think you're invincible when you're not. Like, they're taking the piss out of that, at least. But in Monster Hunter... in Dark Souls, I don't know. Sometimes there's just this vibe that I'm like, but I don't wanna. Why do I gotta? I don't wanna. Alright, let's see if I could do this. We're gonna update Nightbot. Can you? I don't know if you can. I might try that next time. I just assumed that it completely killed everything, and that I would have to do it this way. I'll try that next time. I think we've run into this before where you said that. It was like, did it? And then I forgot. I don't know, man. This happens so rarely that I forget. Except for when it happens all the time. It happens so rarely except for when it happens all the time. So I'll try that next time. Hopefully that'll also recover, like, rune codes and stuff. But I don't think so. I don't remember so. Likes that. That's weird. That's odd. I don't know why it likes that either. You doubt it doesn't just generate? Yeah, that would make sense. Well, it looks like we've got Kolva. I got poopy Kolva stuff. I didn't get any 8-star stuff. And I've got Alla, and I've got Altreon and Fatty left. That's it. I've got Altreon, Fatty, and Safi. Those are the 3 that I still need to beat. And I think I've done everything in the game. And then I could play Rise. I could go back to my happy place. I could play a game I like. No, I like World. I do. I just have a lot of... I think a lot of this passion for how much World rubs me the wrong way is because I love Monster Hunter. I love Monster Hunter. So I have very strong feelings about it. I've dedicated... I have sunk cost fallacy. I've dedicated a lot of time to Monster Hunter. And... yeah, I put a lot of time into it. Gotcha. You're good. But I'm glad you could still hang out. I'm glad you're still here. I don't know what I'm disappointed about. I actually am a little disappointed about Nergy Gear. Nergy Gear is not as good as I thought it was going to be. I didn't realize that Bracky Gear was that fucking good. Bracky Gear is really good. Like, I don't think there's really a headpiece that I want anymore. Other than maybe this. It does give me weakness exploit too, which is nice. That is nice. And it gives me a 4-slot. It's just like Zinni headset though. I like the Zinni headset. I wish I could recolor this, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. I can only... I wish I could recolor the hair, but the hair doesn't color. Agitator Secret is big, broken, and Rajang Braggy sets give you that for 2 pieces. Yup. Agitator Secret and Bracky... Maximum Might Secret, yeah. Well, Maximum Might isn't as strong as it used. Well, actually, I think this version of Max Might, though... Wait a second. Maybe? I don't actually know. Because if I did... Hold on. Armor. I think I was looking at the wrong armor piece anyways. Oh, I was looking at Furious Rajang. Oh, I was looking at regular Rajang is what I was looking at. That's Mind's Eye Ballistics. That is very good, actually. Prevent attacks from being deflected, also shorten distance before ammo and armor and arrows reach max power. I mean, Furious Rajang is also a good combo. Because Max Might with Agitator is very strong. So, the health boost is whatever. I'm not a big fan of this combo. What's funny is I think regular Rajang and Monkey are probably the best. His weakness exploit is so good. Handicrafts is also pretty good. But no slots is pretty bad for potentially what's funny is this is the better value because you could potentially get Handicraft 2 on this and another skill. What the hell? See, at least this one makes sense because you lose an attack boost, which this could have an attack boost, so this is still a good trade. So silly. They are usually better value, but look at the I want the drip on this. Like, this would still look good too, I just have to recolor it, but I like the drip on this. I'd have to use my Rajang Tail. I don't like the forehead gap. I don't like the... This is why I'm like, I like this. This is my favorite head in the game, because it just looks good. It just looks good. Ooh. I like that Garuga hat, though. And Zora, you've got Big Zora. Got Big Shara. I also like Namiel's stuff. Namiel has really good stuff. I was working on a Namiel set. I was working on a bow set, or a Constitution set with Namiel. Never! I am a big boy. I can make... Listen, here's my whole thing. I respect transmog, but I'm an old fart. This is real. I want it to look good and be good. That takes skill. But no, that's the thing. Like I've always said that I like about older Monster Hunter is there's a certain art to making an armor look good and be functional. Like Fashion Souls is important, but that's something I've always liked about Monster Hunter is they give you so many options to begin with. They give you so many options to begin with that you shouldn't have to worry about layering armors because you don't need to layer armors. You have so many armor options that you can make a good set and make it look good. Except World. World doesn't quite have that. World is surprisingly limited for that. That's why I like I've always been in the minority for this, though, but I think that the good armors also look good, and they're interchangeable if you know what you're doing. I've always been in the minority for that, though. I love the Monster Hunter armor designs. That's not to say they're all good. There are some dumb Monster Hunter World designs, but I think I like most of them. Okay, all I know about this guy is Element. Okay, use elemental attacks, has the power to unleash devastating attacks. You can weaken the strength of attacks by using elemental weapons. You cannot weaken its attacks with non-elemental weapons. And Farcasters can't be used. Okay, interesting. So you have to use element, and status does not mean element. I know that. I'm a smart enough Monster Hunter boy that I know that. Actually, I need to check if I even have a good enough element weapon. I don't know what my best element weapon would be. I don't think I have a white element weapon either. The only white weapon I have is the Raging Bracky one. The next best one would be... yeah, this one is rarity 11, which isn't bad. That's good. Oh, you just die? I'm 50-50 on that. Oh, I'm not. I don't think that's good. Even me, who was in the camp of also agreeing that, you know, you need to be doing damage in Monster Hunter. On the flip side, don't punish people for not doing enough damage by just fucking killing them. No. No, that's not okay. That isn't okay. Yeah, no, that's not okay. Don't do that. That's rude. Here, let's see. What elements can I make? What's the absolute best elemental weapon I can make? We'll start with Insect Glaive. Okay. White Zinogre weapon. There is a white Zinogre weapon which I would want. That is an Insect Glaive. That is a cool Insect Glaive. Got that. Probably going with Zinogre then. I do... oh wait, that isn't white. This is, but I still... how do I not know what this is? This must be fatty. I don't know what that is. That's pretty cool. I'm leaning Zinni. I'm leaning Zinni is probably the one that I'm gonna go with. Or Devil Joe. That's just because Devil Joe's the closest thing to this game's what my favorite Insect Glaive actually was, which was my first Insect Glaive, which was and make Stigi. I don't know why I don't have the materials to upgrade it, but let's make the Stygian one because it looks fucking good. 775 is already really good, though. 775 for damage. Though the Brachy weapon is so fucking... How does it do that much damage? The Brachy weapon, the Brachy Insect Glaive is the strongest Insect Glaive in the game. It's stronger than raw weapons. I didn't realize I got the best Insect Glaive in the game. Which means that this is probably also the best Elemental Insect Glaive in the game, because it's only a little weaker than the regular Zinogre one, and I can upgrade it. Not that I know how to upgrade it. Ugh, this game is silly. This game is silly. Best before Fatty. I'm guessing that this goes into Fatty then. You hit certain elemental damage thresholds against all terrain. He hits a specific topple animation. The game acknowledges that you've weakened. This allows you to heal through the next judgment. That's right, not survive, but heal through it. Does so much damage even when weakened that you have to heal through the attack. You can also Farcast. You can't Farcast, so don't think about that. Wow! God, I'm gonna hate Alla then. Both Alla and Luna have my least favorite attacks in the game then. Damage taxes. Guys, I think damage taxes are bad game design. Because they predicate on the assumption that you aren't using healing items. They do! They predicate on the idea that you're not using healing items, that you're just that good. Like, fuck you, I'm not that good. Okay. Weird. See, that's kind of old Monster Hunter stuff. That's like, you can't sever Rajang's tail unless he's raging. You can't sever Nargacuga's tail unless he's raging. Unless he's raging. From the older games, which I don't think is a thing anymore. I do love Olatran's design, though, and I love Tri-Monsters. They're so good. They're some of my favorite designs. Bring back my boy Nibblesnarf, damn it. He looks cool, and I love his armor sets. Also, bring back something that I fucking haven't seen since 4U. 4U had the right idea. Hey, guys, you can just add monster sets to the game and don't even need the monsters. That was a thing in 4U. That was just straight up a thing. Well, let's see if I can do this. Oh, I didn't even use gems. Oh, is there just straight up not even a camp? Interesting. So you can't even restock if you run out of healing items. Capcom, use your brain when making your fucking games, god damn it. This is why I can't, I just... Ugh! World just gets me wrong, man. It just gets me wrong. Look at how cool he is, though. It's such a cool design. I love Alatreon. Alatreon is so good. You can cart? Okay, I was about to say. That would be stupid. Ow. Stop that. Oh god, they gave him attacks for a new boy that I don't like. Oh, that's neat. See, that's neat. I like that. That's cool. Whoa. I love the music to this so far. probably should have... Ah, fuck. Probably should have increased my dragon element, too. I did not prepare for this well enough, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't win this. The first time I fought him. He also feels like a raid boss in some ways. Wait, I'm glad I don't mind Corinne as much as I used to. I know that shit would piss me off if I wasn't careful. Stop that. Oh, shit! I believe that knocked me over. Get up. Oh, hey, look. Favorite. That. Ow. Stop it. I'm trying to get rid of your water blight, dick. So, do the puddles... Hello? Hello? That was cool. Did that hurt me? What happened? What happened? I don't know what happened there. Ow. Oh. Okay. Did he ever get any other scaling then? That's rude. Ow. Is he doing the... No? Yes, he is. Okay. Well, I'm stunned. Oh, hey, thanks. This is still death, isn't it? Yep. Okay, good. Mmm. That's good. Very silly that they had to be like that at all, but you know what? At least Capcom figured it out. At least they figured it out. Oh, god damn it. Wait. Okay, no, I did. Excuse me? Why did that hit me? See if I can hit it more than twice. Oh. At least I'm actually hitting him a little bit. Oh, well, he caught me in the animation. Ow. Ow. Okay, am I dead now? This is death, isn't it? You know what? Put that on. What? Okay. Alright. Shut up, game. Shut up. I don't think I like World, guys. I don't think I do. Alright. Hey, get your healing ready. Oh, okay, I'll just get ready like Luna. Dead. Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, no, I don't think this is good. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna like this. I didn't have a chance to attack him! Okay. I don't like it. I don't. What's the point? This is not why I like Monster Hunter. It just isn't. This is not fun. Whatever. We'll do something else. I'm not... No. Yeah, that's... I don't know. I just... That just puts a bad taste in my mouth. Like, that's not what makes for a fun Monster Hunter fight. Not at all. Not for me. It's so bad. It's bad. Like, I didn't get a chance to attack him. I don't know. This isn't. That's not what I like about Monster Hunter. Also, that ice attack. Like, what? Huh? This is my point. I'm dodging. The attack is so big, I can't dodge out of it. Oh well, your positioning's wrong. He's on the other side of the fucking map. I'm trying to recover. Yeah. You're supposed to run? I guess. That's the only other thing I could think, but... It does so much damage! Ugh, I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't... It just hits the wrong spots. It just hits the wrong spots. It hits wrong. Can't explain it anymore. I don't know why. It's like, okay, I went into that, like, being like, yeah, this is probably gonna be rough, and like, just not even expecting it to be that rough. Like, I don't know. I had rough patches in Rise, but I still never felt like there was a part of Rise where I was like... I don't know. There never felt like anything I couldn't overcome in Rise. I know, It's awkward. It's awkward. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I knew it was gonna go great, but I was like, I'll give it my best shot, and I'm just like, wow, it makes me not want to play the game! Like, I don't know how to explain this to people. This doesn't make me want to play Monster Hunter. Makes me want to go, wow, this game isn't for me, I guess. And the adjusted HP and damage isn't enough. That makes sense. That makes sense. Gallade. And yes, comically big weapon, Kappa, indeed. It's a headache, man. It's a headache. is what it is. Like, God, that... It's... I think also it even, like, compounds for me. It's like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna just chill out and it'll be fine. And the world just finds ways to punch down. And it's like, come on, man. I hate to say this, but world bullies me for some reason. I don't know why it does, but it does. It just does. I don't know why, though. I don't want it to either. Trust me. This is not an excuse that I'm saying in a way that's like, guys, I just wish it... why is the game beating me? It's like, no, I've put so much time into this game, and it just don't click. It just doesn't. Yeah, I hear that Fatalis is so fun. I hear that Fatalis is a good time. This is how much this has made me sit and just be like, God, oh man. Okay. Like, I didn't get I didn't even think you would charge that fast. I thought it was gonna get more of a fight. I was like, okay, he just kills you. Then again, I felt that way about Kronos, but... Oh, spoilers. Nothing from... I'm not gonna justify where that's from. In chat, don't you say where that's from, but... I mean, I felt that way about Kronos, but I just... Even Kronos is more fair. Like, I don't know. That's different. I don't know. That's not what I expect out of Monster Hunter. It's not. It's not what I expect, and it's not what I want out of Monster Hunter, for that matter. It's not what I enjoy out of Monster Hunter. Like, I don't know. It's this weird thing of, like, I've put so much time into these games, and World just always feels like this awkward attempt for me to really force myself to try to like this game. And maybe that's the fact, is I can't, anytime you try to force anything, it just doesn't work. And World, I do not click with it like I do other Monster Hunters. Don't. I want to know why I don't, but I just don't. Maybe I have to accept that. I'm just not gonna like the Monster Hunter everybody likes. I'm just not. I don't have to either, I guess. I guess I don't have to. I feel like I have to because it's the one that everybody likes, and nobody can believe me why I don't like it, but I just don't. Oh, wow, that's even more of a reason for me not to like the Ultraman fight, because I don't know. I don't know. One of the things I like is I don't want to engage with the Clutch Claw some days. God damn it. This is my also problem is because James will be like, you keep on trying to force using the Clutch Claw when you really don't have to, and I'm like, that's actually just not true. Especially even in late game. It's not true. You have to engage with the Clutch Claw after a certain point in the game. And the Clutch Claw sucks. It just sucks. Whether you want to only use it for cracking or you want to use it for the headbangs, you have to use it. Oh yeah, no, I do not like Iceborne, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know what to tell people tell myself anymore. It's like, it fucking is, It's just As somebody who likes Monster Hunter, it's And people can't believe me that I don't like it when I'm like, I'm not the only one who doesn't like it either. Certainly, a lot of the people who grew up on Monster Hunter, I remember that being a huge thing in the Monster Hunter, discourse that I was in that was made of, that I'd been a part of since 4U, is, a lot of people started getting a bad taste in their mouth about World, and the more I play it, the more I just kind of agree with them. Even if they liked World at first, Iceborne just... Maybe I should just play Rise. Clearly not having a fun time. I'd rather play something I have fun playing. Rise, I like the mechanics, I like the moves better. I think it does actually reward good positioning. It also rewards you standing your ground when the positioning warrants it. It allows you to reposition. It doesn't just punish you for being in a bad position if you're in a bad position. I don't have a problem with the positioning in Monster Hunter. I would say I'm actually rather good at it. This game just... Positioning is so much more whiffy. I don't know. I was trying. You know what? This might be it. I'm just gonna do Rise next week, I think. I want to beat World, I want to play Fatty, but I clearly cannot enjoy this game no matter what I try to do. I hate it, because all I want to do is play Monster Hunter with people who like Monster Hunter, and people who like Monster Hunter don't like the Monster Hunter I like. Oh well. Hopefully Wilds is good. I hope Wilds is very good. Hope Wilds doesn't bring me back to this place. Like, really, I feel bad. Like, a certain level of my identity is based on Monster Hunter. The one Monster Hunter everybody likes. I don't. I just don't. No matter what my reason is, well, it's just me, I guess. That's also it, is there's always this feeling of like, well, you just don't like World. It's like, then why is everybody else valid for not liking the older Monster Hunters for legitimate reasons, but my reasons for disliking Monster Hunter World are illegitimate and just me being me? That's not fair either. Reasons I dislike Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring also being the same, of like, I mechanically think that they clash in ways that the previous games didn't have that problem, and it's like, well, you just don't like it. It's like, yeah, I don't just like it. What do you want? I think that the design philosophy had changed. Wow. God damn it. See, that makes me feel better then, and just go, then it wasn't me being bad at the game, it's the game. That's the thing. World makes me feel like I'm bad at the game when World just kicks my ass. World just is a harder game, and I don't like how it's harder. I don't want Monster Hunter to be harder, I want Monster Hunter to be fun. Harder is not fun. Harder isn't fun. That's my hot take. It's not. I will die on that hill. It's harder in a way that is not enjoyable. If it's gonna be challenging, make the challenge fun, and the challenge that I'm experiencing is not fun. That's not fun. It makes me feel like I'm bad at the video game. It makes me feel like I'm bad at things. I don't want to do things because I feel like I'm bad at them. I don't think anybody does. But when a game can't let you feel good for the time that you put into it, like, what the hell? Actually make me feel good for being able to put that much time into your fucking game. God, that only adds to the salt for me, because it's like, wow, it wasn't that I was bad. The game took a big poopy on my face because I just barely wasn't doing well enough. A game that barely missing is more fun than getting hit at the last second. Getting sucker punched is not fun. If you like being sucker punched, I'm proud of you, but I fucking don't. Knocked him out of it. Nice. Oh, nope, I'm not gonna get that. And I'm going to do my tired animation. Oh yeah. Sorry for the rant. I really do. I don't want to rant. I really don't. No buts. I really don't. Like, I'm just frustrated. Yep, nope, no buts, no buts. I'm frustrated, but no buts. Like, it's frustrating. The end. Oh no, I mean, like, I still brought an element weapon, I just didn't realize I needed to go even harder in the element, I guess. Like, it wasn't even that I went half-cocked, even. I just was like, oh shit, I should have, you know, probably gemmed in more dragon element, and I should have, I don't remember the other thing I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten the other thing, but I did forget something. Little disappointed that the using the mantle didn't help, though. That was a little frustrating, too. So yeah, this might be the last world stream, guys, for a while, forever, because I don't know. I also have to remember every fan base is going to question why you dislike the thing about the thing that they like. Fellas, I've put 700 hours into this game. I'm at like 690. You can't say I haven't tried. I think I've earned my ire. I think I've earned my, it was not from a lack of trying. There shouldn't even be a minimum, because God knows that I've hit my maximum. I think I've hit my maximum on what I'm willing, of what Monster Hunter bullshit I'm willing to put up with in Iceborne. And every Monster Hunter has a bit of Monster Hunter bullshit. And Iceborne's bullshit is just not the bullshit I'm willing to put up with. Like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And this just further goes to prove whatever's wrong with my brain. Like, you can't make me do something. It really has to be genuine for me. It really does. And the reason why I bring that up is because it's not so much that I feel like somebody's putting a gun to my head, being like, play world, do it. It's more just like, World is the vastly more popular game, and there's a pressure that, as somebody who has an invested interest in Monster Hunter, that I need to be at least engaging with the version of Monster Hunter that is going to be that's going to garner the most interest. But the fact of the matter is the game that garners the most interest is the game that I like the least. So I'm not going to... The most genuine thing I could do for it is tell you that I don't like it. I am going through the stages of grief. It's because Monster Hunter is my favorite game of all time. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and the one that people like the most is the one that I despise. I don't despise it, but it's the one that I garner the least joy for. It's the one that I've gained the least joy for and had the most grief from. Because for me, Monster Hunter World gives me grief. I do now. Now that you've pointed it out, I've gone through the stages of grief. Now I'm just in depression, guys. I tried bargaining. I've made my pleas, but Monster Hunter's dead corpse won't fucking get up. Oh good, Luna's here. Do I even? No, the answer is no. Don't. I think also, Gallade, and I only say this because you're not the only one who has done this, but anytime I get in these moods, there is always this, like, you know, there's always, like, a justification for why, well, the reason you feel that way isn't legitimate in a certain sense, to be like, man, I just don't like that I keep getting roll caught. So thus, there's always an argument of, but I don't get roll caught, so I don't know what you're talking about. You're not the only one who does that, either. Like, I'm like, man, I don't like the roll catching. I don't like how I feel like I get punished for my positioning in Monster Hunter when I have a good sense of positioning in these games. I do. And it's just like, well, I'm like 50-50 on it. Because I've had criticism on my positioning, but also sometimes I'm just like, sometimes you're just not locked in. You know, you're not thinking about, like, oh, exactly the right place to be. And I'll be the first to admit that when I'm not locked in, I don't know where I am. I do not know where I am. My brain just is places and responding to things. And when a game demands that much more of you, it's like, Gotcha. And I don't think you are either. But it is a thing I struggle with, where it's like, I oftentimes talk about how I struggle with roll catching, and people don't understand it. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I just get hit, and it pisses me off, because I shouldn't have gotten hit. I don't know. To me, that seems pretty sensible to be irritated by. I did the dodge, and the game said no. What do you want from me? How am I supposed to not take that as a bit of an insult? It's antagonistic to me. It's literally saying, hey, you know how you knew that an attack was gonna happen? Then I'm sorry, you just get hit. You just get hit. Now, I will say, over-aggression in Monster Hunter is a thing that I sometimes get a little caught in. Like, I will admit that. Like, I get a little, blinders. What's the term for when you get, your eyes get too focused in? I get blinders on sometimes. I get tunnel vision a little bit, which is fair, I guess. But it also is like, I don't know. There's also that feeling of, oh, hey, there's Luna. Luna. Not really. Fuck it. Now I feel bad. I had a bunch of people here, and you probably just didn't want to hear me complain about Monster. I don't know why. It just makes me mad. It makes me salty. Oh well. Monster Hunter World makes me salty. Games make people different salty. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. And it's a little frustrating that, for whatever reason, there's always this feeling that what makes someone salty should make them salty because it doesn't make somebody else salty. And you know what? I'll admit that. Fuck that. That's not fair. Some things just make someone salty. Everybody has something that makes them salty. Everyone should be valid for their salt if something irritates them. No, fight the fucking cat. I'll fight the fucking cat. Fight the cat, fucking hate it. I'll fight the cat and fucking be miserable. I might as well. What a more poetic way than to just fight Luna, one of my least favorite fights in the game. You know. Actually, I haven't fought Iceborne Luna yet. I haven't even fought Iceborne Luna yet. I don't even know what new she has. That's done. Okay. I think I just feel left out. I think I just feel left out. People like this. I don't know how they do, but they do. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they're just straight up bad fights in this game. There are bad fights in every Monster Hunter game, don't get me wrong. There are fights that I dislike in every Monster Hunter game, so... Oh, time for death. Hey. Ready? What's funny is also, there was a certain point in my life where I played Monster Hunter to turn off my brain. That's also the other thing, is a lot of these games that are touting to be the most challenging video game experience ever come from a place that really, I just got good enough at them that I could turn off my brain. And that's kind of a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What if I just do? What if I just play Rise instead? You know what? This is why you're good. This is why you're good. Is in reality you see that I am actually having a bad time, trying to make myself have a good time, and just go, Isaac, stop it. Isaac, stop. You have more Monster Hunter games. You don't gotta play the poopy one that you don't like if you don't have to. You're right. You're absolutely right. And this is a learning experience for me. I will go play Rise. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate